What's up, whiskey lovers? So we're back doing some whiskey. So yesterday's one was a gin review, and again, to anybody that sends anything out to me, huge thank you. But today, we're getting into the advent calendar. 12 days of whiskey. So you might be thinking, hang on a second, it's June at the moment. Do they Christmas in June? No, Christmas in July, so I'm a little bit early. This pack here obviously is what they normally advertise around that November-December period. And this was normally around $120 or $109. I would never have bought that at that price point because there's a few in there that I probably wouldn't normally drink. But at $44, I thought for 12 whiskeys, can't say no to that. So day one, I haven't opened it up, but they do have the list of the people on the back, or the whiskeys on the back. Now this is done by Drinks by the Dram, and it's 12 unique handmade 30ml wax sealed drams. Explore whiskeys from around Scotland, award-winning whiskeys from famous distilleries, everything from rich single malts to blended whiskeys. So there's only a couple in here that I've had, so pretty good realistically. Now let's find number one. So this has been sitting around for a couple of months. It's been in that back corner and I just want to get rid of it. So let's get day number one out of the way. And it is actually, see if that focuses. There we go. Monkey shoulder. So monkey shoulder, if I can remember, I don't know how to open these. Right, okay. I'm assuming you... Well, that'll do. Oh, that works. Okay, so you don't take the wax seal off, you just twist it. Okay, so monkey shoulder, if you don't know, is, and I'm probably going to get this wrong, it's 3 different distilleries, 3 quite famous distilleries you probably already know. There is Glenfiddich, Belvine, and one that's probably not as well known, well, I guess here for me, I think it's something William Grant and Sons. I'll fact check that and I'll put it in my comments and stuff like that to make sure I've got it right. But this one is a 40%. It is a blended malt Scotch Whisky, and that's all the information that these give it. Now, I've actually got an empty bottle up top there, so I could probably bring that down. But to give you a bit of a history, what I do know is the monkey shoulder, the name, very interesting name, is from the injury that the malters used to get, a strained injury that they used to get from continually moving the malt. Yes, ghosty. All right. And obviously, at the end of the day, their arms would hang like monkeys. So that was the name of this. So they've obviously came in together, and that's the name they've decided to go. So I first only had monkey shoulder in the last probably 4 months or 5 months. I've known about it for years. I think everybody sees it at Dan Murphy's for $55 or whatever it is and goes, oh, it's a cheap whiskey. I actually thought it was a typical Johnnie Walker Red. That's all I thought it was. And I don't drink Johnnie Walker Red. Minimum's Johnnie Walker Black. And it wasn't until I was at a Highland Park tasting night, the guy that was talking about it, he actually mentioned that monkey shoulder was just an off-the-cuff thing, is a surprisingly good whiskey for its bang for buck. Now, when I spoke to him and he told me it was like Glenfiddich and Belvine and William Grant, I kind of was a little bit more interested because I would always walk past it. So ended up buying a bottle for $52, and surprisingly, it actually punches well above its weight for the value for money. I'll probably do a series, best whiskies under $50, or have to be 55 to include this one. But that one would have to be one of the best whiskies that I've had in that price range for quite a long time. Which also now gives away the tasting notes or the review on this one. So it hasn't got much of a heavy smell. It's very light, a bit of citrus through that one there. But let's have a taste. So, as I said, it's very light. It's a very easy drinker. I was using this as a daily drinker for a couple of months. It was just something you could sit down. I sometimes put some ice in it. I know I get criticized when I do that, especially some of the 40%. For me, this is a really light whiskey, and I kind of enjoy it with nice and cold. Maybe I should just chuck it in the fridge, but I do like the taste of it when it finishes with, say, 1 or 2 ice cubes in it. Now, taste on this one. A little bit sweet, but nothing majorly over the top. A little bit more honey. Your typical caramel, because you would expect it's probably bourbon barrels. And it gives a little bit of spice there, a little bit of ethanol-ishy kind of taste as well. So, and you got to remember, it is, I'm assuming, we all quite young whiskies on it. The finish on it, the spice lingers a little bit or comes back a little bit, but it doesn't last all that long. So as I said, this is very much easily a sit down with a couple of mates, buy a $55 bottle of whiskey and just enjoy it. Now, obviously, the last thing is, what do I rate it and would I buy it? Well, yeah, I'll definitely buy it, and I probably need to get a bottle because I don't currently have a daily drinker. I'd give that about an 8.5. And the reason why, value for money, it's really coming down to pretty good tastes, really easy drinking, and $55 for a bottle. So yeah, all right guys, wait for day 2 of the Advent calendar, which is, I can't even see it down the bottom here. So I wonder what that one is. Catch us.